This is a place.
This is the place.
This is a place. We want to talk about. This is a place.
Welcome to this week's episode of This is a Place. My name is Nate, and with me as always is Brandon. And I found out that Brandon believes that strangers don't shake hands. Strangers gotta hug.
Oh, no. All right. So, in this era, you just don't know what to expect anymore.
You really don't.
Someone kind of approaches you. You don't know if they're going for a handshake. They throw their arms out. Maybe they're going for a hug, which I'm fine with. I'll give a hug, but it can be a little uncomfortable when you don't know what they're asking for.
So you're all probably a little confused on what we're talking about. And as we mentioned in the previous episode, that we have a lot of cool things coming up in our October episodes. And so we have one guest that we're going to have on in October, and she has a office downtown that she wanted to meet with us to talk about the episode before we record it in a couple weeks. And we went to her office. She said, text me when you're there and I will come down and open the door for you. So we did so. She comes downstairs, opens the door. We exchange names, who we are. And then she puts her arms out, right? Look,
Kind of like,
she puts her arms out.
so what are we doing here?
Yeah, right at the very beginning, within a minute of meeting her. And so Brandon goes in, gives her a hug. So we don't know, looking back, if she was saying, welcome to my place, putting her arms out, or she was going for a hug. So Brandon gives her a hug, when her reaction was she probably wasn't looking for a hug.
No.
But then she felt awkward that, well, I hugged Brandon, I gotta hug Nate too.
Obviously.
So it was kind of
It was a very uncomfortable moment.
uncomfortable yet funny moment. And then she took us up to her office, and she was talking about a serious memory she had about her location, and the memory of Brandon giving her a hug. And I almost started laughing out loud. I'm like, oh man, she's gonna be so upset if I start laughing during her serious story. But
Wouldn't have been the first uncomfortable thing of the day, but at least we still were able to stick around and prepare for some things we got coming up.
yeah, so at the end of the day, she's now one of our good friends, and we're super excited to record an episode with her. So we'll leave you guys on a cliffhanger of who it is and what place she's going to talk about.
Stay tuned for more. In light of that, we decided to do something a little more quick today, a little more not so much research involved, since we've been doing a lot of research preparing for the upcoming weeks. And Nate was nice enough to help me with a little bit of a project I'm doing at my house. And on our way to Lowe's, we passed by this store. And he said he'd been to this store before and remembered that it was really cheap. He likes the cheap things, so we had to stop by real fast. And boy, am I so glad that we did.
Yep, I took Brandon to a very special store in Murray, Utah, on our way to the Murray Lowe's, like he said. And I said, Brandon, you ever been here? He said, nope. And I slammed on the brakes and turned into the parking lot and said, you gotta check this place out.
Yeah.
And so we did.
So we did.
And now you listening, if you've never been here before, you've got to check this place out. If you thought the NPS Market Square was a cool place, wait till you see this one.
This is actually a time traveling episode. We're traveling back to some point between the 80s, early 90s.
Oh, absolutely. So if you grew up in the 80s or the 90s and you want to have a nostalgic walk down memory lane, go check this place out.
I had that moment. I didn't live through the 80s, and I hardly remember the early 90s, but I was having that moment. I felt like I was in those times.
you felt like you weren't a millennial anymore, that you were, what's my generation?
Who knows?
Didn't we say it was a Zennial?
Zennial, something like that.
But yeah, definitely a walk down memory lane if you go to this store.
So it's called Guy's Discount Store. As Nate said, it's in Murray, and it's a little easily missed place if you're driving too fast. But
it's located at 4769 South, 500 West, so kind of that industrial-ish area of Murray.
A lot of shops around the area.
Is it the Maverick gas station? Kind of kitty corner to the Maverick gas station there on the corner.
Yeah.
Of 5th West and 47th South. So, like Brandon said, if you're driving too fast, you'll miss it. If you're going after work, you're probably going to miss it because they close at 5 p.m. I think they're open from 10 to 5. So that's part of the reason I don't go there very often, because every time I'm driving down that road, it's usually after hours, and I always think, oh, I need to go back.
And they're closed Sunday and Monday, too.
Oh, that's good. Good to know.
So 10 to 5, Tuesday through Saturday.
But, should we talk about some of the reviews?
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
There's not many.
Yeah.
But they're all good.
They're all good. One says, cool little quick pickup market.
It's a pickup market.
One or two things. Something that you need, or you go there to pick up somebody to hang out with. Or
Pick up somebody to hang out with.
Might find your next spouse there.
Nate, we should go out and pick up some people to hang out with.
Pickup. It's not a meat market, but it's a pickup market. Wes says you can find things you didn't know you needed. And that's true. Because we went in there.
Didn't need anything.
Didn't need anything.
I walked out with $10 worth of stuff, which I still need to pay you back for. I just remembered.
That's true. Brandon owes me like $11. So let the record know Brandon owes me money. Fast and Friendly, best little discount store in the state. He also offers storage units,
which we'll get to a little bit later.
Yeah. So it's right next door to a bunch of storage units. Great prices. That's true. The great thing is with all the reviews they have, they don't really have any negative reviews. One says closer to home. And that really hits close to home to me.
It's not closer to my home.
Where is it? Is that it?
That's it, yeah. We just read all the reviews.
Here's the one. That's the very first one. It says, I love this place. They have the coolest stuff, and their prices are awesome. It reminds me of my grandma. And this is kind of what we just said, right?
Yeah.
I love this place. They sell Bic lighters for 90 cents. So that was one unique thing I thought of this location is the pricing. It kind of had the feel of a dollar store, but not everything was $1, right? It was almost like you were going to a garage sale and everything was
pretty close to $1 though.
Pretty close, but like for example, the Bic lighters, 90 cents instead of just being $1, they're 90 cents. So very fair on their pricing. What was your initial reaction when, number one, I said, have you been here before?
I said, oh boy, what next? What
What were you expecting, I guess?
I had no expectations.
Zero expectations?
I didn't know what we were...
Because we weren't planning on going there. We were going to get some stuff for your house. So there was zero plans of stopping at this place.
But all my expectations were met. Even though I didn't have any.
You didn't have any, but they met your expectations.
Yeah.
Obviously, you spent $11 at a very discounted store.
Very important thing to bring up. If you're going to this place and you have any intention of spending money, you need to bring cash.
Because they do not accept credit cards.
Don't even ask about Venmo. Nothing.
I wonder, though, would they take IOUs? He seems like a place that would take an IOU.
Handshake kind of deal.
Or
maybe a hug kind of deal, too, if you can't tell what they're going for.
It is a pickup place.
So, yeah, we asked the guy just real quick, didn't want to bug him. He didn't seem... I mean, he was a nice guy, but we probably, if we'd told him about the podcast, he would not even know what the podcast was.
That's true. There's a good chance he would have known.
So we asked him some quick questions. Said he was. I'm assuming he's guy. He's the guy.
I think
And
so.
he said that it's just a family-owned place. So been in the family for
48? Is that what he told us? 48 years?
long time.
So they've been around a minute. We're not quite sure where they get their products from, but a lot of their products there are old.
Very, very old.
Like one of my favorite products that I saw was a Bart Simpson keychain. And I looked on the back of the packaging, and it was a keychain from 1990. And he still had like the original stand that you know, the marketing pieces for it. So it had been there for a while. So we're not sure if they get their product from the storage units, if people leave stuff behind, or where they get their product from. But
Maybe they're time traveling.
Or maybe they just haven't sold a lot of stuff over the last 40 years, and they're just trying to clear out inventory.
And that is my assumption with everything, because they've got the Halloween stuff out now, right?
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't look like they've got any new Halloween stuff. The thing I debated buying, but was really scared to, was they have those blood capsules that you put in your mouth, like you're Dracula or something. And I know those are not FDA approved these days. Like they can't be. Right?
I don't know.
So I think that they rotate those kinds of things in and out over and over again every year after the next. I even bought a couple of these creepy little Halloween figurines, like a ghost and this funny looking vampire thing. And even the guy ringing me up said, "Oh, those are kind of creepy." Like, yeah, man, you're selling them here. They're hecka creepy.
I always think the store is pretty small, but I always think it's interesting when you bring something up at any store, not just his, and they're always kind of shocked at the thing you're buying, or like, "Oh, that's a great deal." I'm like, "You work here." Like,
you should know what deals
you didn't
are.
know. Well, his store, I'm like, it almost sounded like he didn't know they were selling those, right?
Yeah.
When he bought them, I'm like, "You work here, and the store is
And
not
they're right by the cash register, too.
It's not that big of a place. You could walk down every aisle in that store within like 3 minutes, right? If
Yeah.
that. But I thought that was kind of interesting that he almost didn't. But at the same time, they don't have like a price scanner. He's got his old-fashioned, you punch into the computer how much you're paying. He knew what the price was.
Or maybe he just made it up. And I paid more than I
that-
didn't even think about it.
That's a good point. You might be like, "Yeah, it's $2." Boop, boop, boop.
Wow. And I didn't get a receipt.
You didn't get a receipt?
No.
That's a good point too.
Oh, man. I think I know why they're making money now.
They're just charging whatever you
Yeah.
think, and you're just like, "That sounds right."
I got duped. Nah, I'm still happy with what I got, though.
Yeah, for the $11 you paid, it was a good deal.
Got a couple cool BYU mugs, which I was happy about, so yeah, not too bad. What other weird things do they have? They have Boys Action Brief Closeout. 3 pair for $1. Take a look at that picture. That looks like definitely something from the mid-2000s, right?
So here's you can't see the picture, but
I'll put it on
what it looks like
Instagram.
is somebody rented a small location over in Murray, and they're having a garage sale because they just take a black magic marker, right, and just write the price on the item.
It's a glorified 80s garage
For
sale.
the most part, yeah. So that's what it kind of reminded me of, was a garage sale where somebody just marks the price. But like I said, it wasn't consistent. Like this section's 50 cents, this section's $1. Just like everything would be randomly 75 cents, 50 cents, 35 cents.
Look, it's just written on the packages
Yeah,
sometimes.
he just writes it right on.
Look in the pet area, I guess, and I'm sure I've never heard of one of these companies before. I have dogs, and I've bought some dog products, but look, they've got these cat vitamins from Hearts. Never heard of Hearts. There's a bunch of Heart stuff. French's.
That looks like something I used on my dog, and I haven't had a dog since I think he ran away when I was in kindergarten.
Probably because you're using that thing on him.
Probably.
They also had a bunch of old clothes. So these these gym shorts look like gym shorts from the 80s.
Oh,
Nobody's
absolutely.
wearing gym shorts that look like that unless it's ironically.
Yeah, and if you're from Utah, which you probably are, they look like John Stockton shorts, if you know what I'm talking about there.
And these shoes, brand new, I presume, but there's definitely a yellow tint to them.
Yeah,
those shoes have been sitting there for a long time.
When I saw the bin with the shoes, I thought they were used shoes, and I'm like, these are brand new because of that reason. They were the fade from the years. What is that?
I thought it was a birth control, or like a not birth control, like a pregnancy test.
That's what I thought too.
But it's something for your toothbrush. But yeah, there's also the shaving cream from Personal Care. Never heard of the company. A lot of things, like one of those reviews said, things you don't even know you need, things that you probably never would need anymore because there's so many alternative products. Like, what is this? This body spray. Royal Selection body spray.
And it could be body spray from 20 years ago. 30 years ago.
Yeah. Roller pins.
Like the packaging, like...
That hair. Look at that hairstyle.
Like, oh, look at that. It says 49 cents. 49 cents on the package.
What is sold for 49 cents?
But yet, he's selling it for 25.
25. It's because you had it for 30
how many
years.
years ago, there's no inflation. It's deflation in this store.
It's not valued anymore. Anyways, that's what you're going to get at this place is... I think the newest thing we found was a book for the movie Toy Story 3, which was a whole Toy Story ago.
1990.
2010 was Toy Story 3. That was one of the newer things they had. They also had some Marvel stuff that looked newer.
I saw a Lightning McQueen float tube, but even then, Lightning McQueen's...
That's still before Toy Story 3, probably.
Yeah, I don't know if it was...
Let's say it was the earliest Cars movie. It probably came out in 2004. So first Cars in 2006.
Yeah, so if it was from the original movie, 2006. So it's going to be rare that you find something from the last 10 years in there, except for I did see like I don't shave anymore, so razors. So those might be newer. They had some Denver Bronco straws.
Yeah.
Well, they had a Denver Bronco packaging, but the straws were just the Denver Bronco colors.
That's pretty fitting since the Denver Broncos suck.
This is true. Oh boy, let's not go there. Tough day. But yeah, a lot. It really feels like I was trying to explain it to my wife, and I'm like, it's pretend you're going to a drugstore that was closed for 30 years, and they just opened the doors and said, we'll leave the pricing the same, we'll leave everything the same, just sell what's there.
So you touched on it a little bit that they have the storage units. So they're making some money that way, right?
Right.
But I just can't see how they're making money unless there's something else going on behind the scenes. Like, who's going in there for anything other than just a quick stop?
So your question is, how are they making ends meet?
How are they making the rent payments on the place? Well, they probably own it.
They might own it.
But either way, it costs still money to open your doors every day.
Well, I've had friends who, I should say friends, I had a friend who has lived on site for a storage unit and then runs the day-to-day operations for it. So you're just sitting in an office all day long waiting for somebody to come in and have a question about the storage units or rent one or whatnot, right? So are they taking that approach, but like, hey, since we're here anyways, might as well be selling some stuff?
True. And they've accumulated all this stuff for the years. You speculated maybe they're pulling it from empty storage units that get abandoned.
Maybe. We have to go back in and ask them more questions.
Nah.
But we will be going back in.
We will go back in.
Oh, I'm going back in.
I work right around the corner. I'll be back.
One thing I noticed there was they had like Halloween makeup from when I was like a kid. So my daughter really wants to be a cheerleader zombie.
Oh, I like
Zombie
it.
cheerleader. So
Good energy.
she wants to paint her face and all that stuff. And I'm like, might as well go buy some makeup from 1992. And I think it was only something like 50 cents a box, which is crazy. like that Bart Simpson keychain. I can't get over
You
it.
can't get over it.
It was like $1. So it's $1.
It was more expensive, much more expensive online.
Yeah,
for the same thing for like $3.
For the antique value of it, it's probably worth $5-10. So, yeah, and they had playing cards, a lot of stuff that you would find at the dollar store, right? Just a lot of miscellaneous items.
Yeah, you'll find some random stuff you'll find a use for, but
right.
This stuff has been around for a long time.
So it's so worth checking out.
Guy was nice.
Guy was super nice, super cool guy.
We were just chilling there for a minute. It's not like he was getting nervous. Like, I mean, we're not going to steal anything. It's a still being in there, but we're just taking some pictures, walking around, and he was pretty chill, talking with us, and
yeah.
He seemed worried when I tried to give him my credit card that I was going to freak out about it, as people do these days, kind of get.
Like, here we go again. Which is interesting, because now, even the last couple of years, more than ever, it's so easy to get set up on some sort of electronic payment system, right?
But that's where I go back to, there's just another cost that they're not going to take, because...
Oh, yeah, yeah. And I think
not
that's
worth
great.
it.
So, instead of... Because if they take on that credit card cost, then
they have to sell stuff.
The pricing has to go up. So I'll take the cheap pricing.
And if I hadn't had you with me, I wouldn't have bought it because I don't have cash. I haven't carried cash.
You would have had to run down the street and use this old machine called an ATM. Does anybody use those anymore?
Yeah.
Oh, I always think it's interesting.
Still use ATMs. But what I would have done, I wouldn't probably have gone out of my way to get cash in the moment, but I would have gone back because the mugs were super cheap.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to go back because I want to investigate more of that creepy Halloween decor they have.
Right. Well, I'm going back, like I mentioned, because I'm going to get some of that Halloween makeup, but I got to bring the wife with me for entertainment purposes, number one, and two, to see if we need any of those miscellaneous items.
You know what I'm worried about, though? I'm scared that we're going to go back there and it's going to be a completely different store. Like, we walked into that store, we were able to purchase stuff, but really, we entered like a wormhole into another era.
Are you, like, trying to make my brain explode right now?
Yes. There's a chance we're going to walk in there tomorrow. Not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Monday. But say we go in sometime next week, and it's going to be all new stuff. And the prices are going to be like $2, $3.
Like, we were the first clients they've had in a couple weeks, and we pushed them over the what's the word? The amount they needed to buy more product.
Maybe.
We gave that $11.
Or we really just traveled through time, and we were able to come out with some stuff. I did because I bought stuff. You didn't buy anything, but...
Or what if we go back and that store doesn't even exist anymore? It's been closed for 10 years.
Oh, no. It's not even Halloween yet, but we're already getting really spooky.
Ooh. You just don't know. Just don't know nowadays.
Either way, go... If you're in Murray, go check it out. Take some cash. Chat with the cashier. He's a nice guy, and you're going to find some things you didn't even know existed anymore.
And that you didn't know you wanted or needed. Absolutely. So, $10 goes a long way at Guy's Discount.
Guy's Discount Store.
We should have wrote a jingle for this guy.
It's not too late.
It's not too late. Maybe.
It is too late.
Sorry, Guy.
Next time. Anyway, that has been our episode for you today. As teased multiple times over the last couple of weeks, October is going to be filled with some awesome stuff. So please tell a friend, a neighbor, coworker, your mom. We need more mom fans.
Yeah, so if you tell 2 people, then they tell 2 people, we can get up to like 15 listeners by the end of the month.
Hopefully so.
But one thing I'm going to ask a favor from our couple listeners that we have right now.
Our devoted fans.
That if you do go over to that Guy's Discount and you purchase something, well, one or two things. If you purchase something unique, let us know.
Send us a picture.
Send us a picture. Let us know what you purchased. And 2, if you don't have to purchase anything, but if you find something super unique, same thing. Let us know. Send us a picture.
And we're going to put up the pictures of the unique things that we found. Yeah. Not that we necessarily bought. I'll show the things I bought too, but all the weird things that are still in the store.
We'll have to see who can find the coolest, weirdest thing at Guy's Discount.
Yeah.
So.
And make sure you tell Guy that we sent you that way so we can get our promo.
Did you ever see Pee-wee Herman's Big Adventure?
Yeah.
Large Marge.
I've seen pieces of it.
That's what it reminded me of. Tell him Large Marge sent you. I don't know. Tell him that we sent you.
Tell him we sent you. This is a Place Podcast. Thanks for listening.
See you next week.